I'm just taking a quick ride in the Jeep here, and hold on, I gotta turn. And oh no, I have spilled all over my passenger side carpet. So thankfully I know a thing or two about Jeeps, so we're gonna take care of that real quick. So welcome back to my YouTube channel, and as you just saw, I have gone ahead and spilled this entire cup onto the passenger floor of my Jeep carpet. So I'm not too worried about it because obviously this has happened to me before and I know how to fix it. So before I get into that, let me just say I've decided to do a whole series of Jeep tips because of stuff that I have figured out about working on and fixing Jeeps and stuff like that. My employer does not like having anybody have a social presence on them or their product, so they do not contribute to this video or approve of any of my statements or anything like that. I'm not going to mention their name here, and any of the tips that I give you are not going to be some kind of secret information that I've learned through my employer. So that being said, we need to take care of all this water in my passenger side floor. And it's actually not water, it's a cleaning solution, because this is something that happened a couple of days ago where I actually spilled Pepsi, I think it was, on there. And so to clean that up and to show you how to clean it up, I've gone ahead and dumped a cleaning solution onto the floor here. So let's get out and get to the passenger side and I'll show you what to do. So good thing about a Jeep is basically everything from about here down is completely waterproof, but we still need to get this carpet up. So first we're going to pull off the slush mat, and we're trying and keep as much water inside of it as possible so we're not having to drain it out later, but that's easier said than done. So to remove the carpet up front here, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see them, but there are two little wing nut, like plastic wing nuts here, that you can unscrew. But that is one of our plastic wing nuts. So there's two in the front here. Got another one over on this side. And then there is a third one under the front seat here. So the carpet overlaps. So this is the back seat carpet and it's sitting on top of the front seat carpet. If you've never removed your carpet before, you're going to have to remove this piece of trim. There's normally a push pin in here. I snapped mine off long ago. This push pin here is also going to have to be removed. And then you can remove this piece of trim here. Now once you do that, and since I've already removed this wing nut underneath the seat here, so we'll just grab the carpet and pull it forward a little bit so you can see. Now normally, underneath this piece of trim here, this connection is solid, but it's scored. So all you need to do is, once you get this piece of trim off of here, is you cut that with like a razor blade, and that'll allow you to get it around the seat. And it's made like that so that you can just pull the whole thing out. It's just tucked under the carpet here, tucked under the center console here, tucked under the IP there. But yeah, you just get, I mean, occasionally you might find one or two that the seat is bolted onto the top of it, There are 18mm bolts under here, and you'll just have to take them loose. But once we got our 3 wing nuts out, we can go ahead and just basically grab the carpet and pull it on out. Although you got to pull it out from underneath the trim if you've still got the trim in there like I do. We'll just set that aside for now. And now what are we going to do with the water in here? Well, these plastic things are drain plugs. So we're going to get underneath one of them and drain the water out. That's one. Let's pop this front one open. That's only going to get me part of the way there, but you can see the water's draining out. Through the gaping hole in the floor. But that'll only get us part of the way there. So we're going to take a rag. And seeing as I got gunk all over everything here, when I spilled the pop the other day, I'm just going to give it a nice wipe down. As I continue to push water toward the hole. I'll kick the rag out for now. So there's 2 things we can do from here. One is we could just leave the car out in the sun. Actually, like 3 things we could do. So we could just leave the car out in the sun, and normally that'd be warm enough to bake this out. Option number 2 would be to open the door and stick a fan in that door. Well, you're out on the trail, you're out on the road, you don't really have that option. So option number 3 is go ahead and start your engine. Turn your heat on, turn it to the floor, put it on full blast, and the heat will blast that moisture and evaporate it off so it doesn't have a chance for mold to grow in there, you know, stinky mold. You don't want that. So just gonna let that bake for a minute. I'm going to give this a real good rinse just so it's not sticky whenever I try and use it next. It does have this, the carpet comes with this leak pad on here. So generally if you do get water under there, it gets sucked up by that and evaporates quickly in this material. So now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to hang this up to dry and let the water drain out of it. Preferably someplace warm and sunny, but since we don't have that inside, we're going to go inside. And then this is how we're going to dry the carpet out. I've hung a coat hanger through the hole in the carpet or on this rope up here, which will allow whatever water is remaining inside the carpet to drain out. and allowing the warm air to dry what remains in the carpet. Again, you can put a fan on here to help speed the process up, but that's going to work just fine the way it is. And then once that's dry, we can put it back in the Jeep. So I only ran the heater for about 10 minutes and it's already dry to the touch. And so once we get the carpets dry, we can throw them right back in. So it appears that my carpet has dried out. So we're going to go ahead and take it off this hanger here. Then we're ready to put it back in the Jeep. So since I didn't remove this piece of trim here, it's going to be difficult to get this in because it has to go underneath the trim on this side, underneath the IP here, underneath the center console here. This needs to go wrap around my seat leg on this side. This needs to fit underneath the center carpet. So let's get to squeezing this stuff in. So one of the biggest helpers to lining this up is to get the hole in the carpet here onto that stud there. And then there's another hole in the carpet here for that stud there, and one there for that one there. This one doesn't get a little plastic wing nut like this, but it does fit through the carpet. So we know by looking at that that I need to go almost an inch further to the right underneath this trim. So I get one of them hooked, but obviously my carpet's not in the right place yet, so we're just going to have to keep working it. All right, so we can put one of these on now. And there's my third hole. So we'll get a push, one of those plastic wing nuts on there. All right, so the hard part's done. Now we got to get this to fit up underneath our instrument panel. Around this IP bracket here, and then up under the center console here. All right, well, That's the best look I can get you at the under the seat. Stud and wing nut is now installed, which means my carpet is now installed and fitting right. I can put the slush mat back on it. And that's the slush mat. So yeah, if you have this problem, you get water on your floor or on your carpet somewhere, that's how you take it out. So like I said, the two-door or the four-door version, the access to the under seat portion of it is so much easier. But you have the cutaway just like this one does. And then rear center carpet. Again, it fits around the back seat here, but you can see this, well, find the flashlight. So that mark right there is the score. So all you have to do is grab this carpet here, you cut it along that score line, and then you can get it around this back seat without having to cut it. Again, there's another one there to go around this leg of the seat. And then on the four doors, the center carpet runs all the way to the front legs of your rear seat, and they'll also have like a little cutaway like that, and you'll just split it along the cutaway and move it from around the seat legs. And of course, they didn't stop there. The JL and JT are relatively the same for removing the carpet. Obviously on this one, on the two-door, I think this is the only one that's not pre-scored, because you can simply lift the seat off of it and then pull it out that way. Maybe flip down the seat, get you a better look at it. So that's how it is on here. Basically all this comes off the top. You just pop your subwoofer cover or just your package tray, depending on what model of Wrangler you have. But it's cut out for the hooks for the seat, and then you just lift it right on out. So that's all there is to it. Just easy to take the carpets in and out because they're designed to come in and out. Again, your individual Wrangler may have accidentally had the seat bolted down on top of the carpet, where you have to take the seat bolt loose to get the carpet out from under it. But other than that, you just got to score those little spots and the carpet comes out. So that's it for this episode, and I'll see you next time.